All right, for our next video, we're going to talk about roofs in SketchUp. I'm going to show you a couple manual ways that I do it, and then I'm going to show you a couple plugins that are pretty great to use. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is just a rough idea of what a house could be. I have it grouped, and I'm just going to go ahead and start creating the roof on the outside of this group. So what I want to start off with is just our line tool, and I'm going to create a line that's going to go up approximately 14 feet. And then we're going to create some eaves here. So I'm going to go 18 inches on this, on both sides of this, 18 inches. And then I want to bring this up 6 inches. Bring that up 6 inches. And I'm not able to snap on my blue axis right now very well. I think I need to restart this. But anyway, here's what it would look like. So we're going to grab our point, endpoint to endpoint, endpoint to endpoint. And because it's grouped, we're not closed yet. We got to bring this all the way over. I missed the line. There we go. Let's try that again. So hit our line point, endpoint to endpoint. And that creates a face. We're going to erase that. So we've got our first face that we're going to connect into our main part of the roof. We do the same thing for over here. In this version, what I'm going to do something different so you can kind of see a different way of doing this. So here's just a rectangle tool. I'm going to bring this out. This is on the outside of that group. I'm going to go ahead and select this. Double click. Push pull. 6 inches, and then we're going to pull this out on this side 18 inches. We'll pull this out 18 inches on this side, and then what we're going to do is use our line tool again, bring this up, let's see, 14 feet, close that here, close this here, hit the erase tool. And there is our next roof that we're going to connect to this main part. So this main part, what I want to do here is create probably another roof on top of this. So what we'll do is I'll take a square tool here, grab this endpoint and bring it back to this point. I'm going to reverse faces. And I'm going to push pull this up 6 inches. Okay. And then I want to bring this out 18 inches. And I'm actually going to bring this one out 18 inches as well over here. So all this is still the same, but what we're going to do from this point is just grab our line tool. Keep grabbing the wrong one here, but this is our line tool. Hit the up button. Let's do 15 feet for this one. And connect our endpoints. Hit the erase button. And then we can push pull this all the way over to our next spot. We can take this, push it all the way over. Actually, I'm going to hit the control button, bring this back in. Just find a spot where it connects so we get everything in there. So I'll hit the top edge line. And then the same thing for this one here. We're going to bring this all the way back. Just hit that top edge line. And then all we need to do is just kind of connect the dots here to be able to erase this out. So if we used our... Well, what we need to do first, I guess, is actually intersect faces. So what we're going to do is grab everything. We're going to deselect the grouped house underneath here, right click, hit intersect faces with selection, and that created our lines in those creases there. And then we can use a tape measure tool to hit our next point on the roof, and we're going to do the same thing for over here. So hit our line tool, bring this out to here. So everything's intersected. We shouldn't have any issues deleting this. I don't think we have any issues deleting this, but let's just make a line here. So if we hit erase, we can start slowly erasing that. And we'll do the same thing for over here. We'll connect these edges. I think that may have gotten deleted on accident. And that should do it for this one. So then on this side, probably with what our tape measure, we could just do this. Just take this 6 inches, take this 6 inches. You know, take our line tool, so bring it up over here, bring this down to this point, and then, you know, push pull that 18 inches. And actually we'd have to bring this down as well. So let's erase that, push this down. So that connects everything. We can erase these lines. That shouldn't do anything there for us. And then the same thing for over here. We're just going to push that down. So it'd be something like that. And we would do the same thing for this side over here as well. Remember, you can use that split faces into multiple pieces to create that line instead of using the tape measure. So you could say, just take a line from here, go down 6 inches. Do it same thing for over here, hit 6 inches. You do have to erase that little piece up here. And then we're going to go ahead and push pull this out. And we can stop at this point. We can erase that. This is a little extra hangover. Or maybe not. Maybe that's just what it looks like. We can bring this out over here if we want to. And, you know, that's our area. Or, you know, just go ahead and, you know, cut this off if you want to with a line. And push pull. Bring that back in here. So anyway, that's probably the way that I create roofs the most, just because I don't know, most comfortable with that. But there are some other options. Let me show you how those can go. I'm going to erase actually all of this. So let's delete guides first. Select everything, deselect our house, delete that, and double click on here. So this is the follow me tool method. And this is pretty quick and easy too. So this is pretty great. But what we need to do is find our midpoint on our house here. So let's just take a line and find a midpoint there. We can snap to that. We're going to bring this out 18 inches again. We're going to come up 6 inches, and we got to make sure we do this at our midpoint of whatever face we're looking at. So here's kind of our midpoint. I'm going to bring this up 14 feet, I believe. And then create a profile. Hit the erase button, delete, delete. And then we're going to do the follow me tool. So just click on your face, double click, and then grab your follow me tool, click your profile, and that will take it all the way around. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of a gap up here, which that's just the way this particular model kind of ended up. So we can bring this up, and that's how this house would look like if we use the follow me tool. So, you know, again, it's not my favorite way of doing things. I usually do it all manually, but this could work. You could connect the dots with a tape measure and, you know, just kind of start drawing your lines up if everything needed to be, you know, kept at a point. But for using the follow me tool, this is a pretty quick and easy way to do it. Sometimes you're not even focused on the roof at all, so all you need is just something to kind of show, you know, that there is a roof, but you're really more focused on the landscaping. So anyway, quick and easy way to do something, put a roof on a house pretty easily. So Definitely give that a shot and see how that works for you. I'm going to deselect our... Oh, maybe this is all on one group right now. So I'm going to explode that. Okay, so everything's selected. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this. So we're going to deselect all of that. And hit delete. And that didn't do what I wanted it to do. But I think we can fix that quickly. Just probably pulling that back up. Okay. So the next thing we could do is a plugin by TIG. And that is just called Roof. And I'm going to make a copy of this in case I need to make another one of these. Let's just do that. Okay. So here is our face. And we have it selected. We want to go to Extensions. And Roof. And actually, where to find this, you can find it at the extension store. So just type in Roof, I believe. Yep, by TIG. And then I have it in my bar loaded here. So let's just double check that. Make sure we do have it. Actually, you know what? It's only in extensions, the drop down here. So you're not going to find it in that toolbar deal. But just go ahead and click on your face. Hit extensions. Click roof, and you have a few options here to choose from. Hip roof, gable, pyramidal. Then you can figure out the slope of what you're doing. So if we want to do hip roof, you know, it's got the slope kind of set 1 to 2. You can change that if you want. Eaves, we got about 18 inches, which is great. Eaves, soffit size, we can change that if we wanted to. And then some other parameters here. But if you just hit OK, give it a few seconds to load. And now you have a roof that has been created. Which this is probably more in line with what it would probably look like, I imagine. But again, if you needed to change it, you'd have to get in there and kind of manually do things. But this is a quick way to do it. It's pretty great. But there is another option. It's a paid option. But this plugin, I think, is highly worth it because it comes with some other plugins that are really helpful that we'll talk about a little later. But this is the Instant Roof is the one that we're looking at. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I believe that's in the extension warehouse. Let's double check. So type in Valley Architects. Valley Arc is probably fine. Or not. Maybe just try Instant Roof. Okay, so there's Instant Roof right here. Chuck Valley is the developer of this, but he's also got these other ones. So Instant Architecture will give you a lot more options. You get like Instant Road, Instant Fence, which I use a lot, which is great. Instant Door and Window we'll talk about. That's awesome plugin. Instant Stair, I haven't really used it, but I'm sure that one probably works pretty well. They even have like Instant Terrain. This is a paid plugin again, but it is really great. It helps kind of speed up your workflow. So you can download this Instant Architecture one if you like. Otherwise, if you just want the one version, it's probably a little cheaper. You could just download Instant Roof. And here's how that works. So if we got our face here, I'm going to open this up and open our Instant Roof up. Here's our button for that. And I'm going to just keep it outside here. And whatever our options are. And sometimes it doesn't quite show me what the button is called. But I think this is just Make Roof right here, this first one. So if you just click on the left, if you click on your face and then just click on Make Roof, Instant Roof, it's got some presets. It's got a style here. You create new. So just go ahead and go to Style, Create New. And you can look through here and just see the different types of roofs that you could create with this plugin, which is really, really awesome. So something like this would probably be more in line with what I think we're going to try to do. So you select that, and then you can change the parameters of this particular roof. For slope, you can do a single slope, double slope, jerkin. You can change, the slope pitch on it. This is at a 10-12. Maybe just do 9-12. There's some other ones on here too that I probably wouldn't even open up or use. But eaves you can have. Eave width is fine. 16 inches is great. Gable width, fascia height. If you want hips, rafters on it, corbels, cornice, beams, truss, just basically get into it. Opening it up will give you some more parameters to change. Sometimes what I do is just make roof and see what it looks like. So I just said make roof. It'll give me this little button here. It tells me what happened. Hit OK. And that's pretty good. That's a 9-12 pitch, I believe. So again, you can change all that again. Let's say we didn't like that. Just undo it. Go ahead and make roof. Come back to here. Oh, let's try this one and see what this looks like. So Italian Renaissance. And we're going to go ahead and hit parameters. And based on the style roof that you choose, some of these will change a little bit. Again, I don't really know if there's anything we need to change. A lot of these presets are great. They're like set almost perfectly. Just hit make roof. Okay, just like that. And everything's grouped. So, you can get in there and then change colors, faces, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Valley Architects. This is a really, really great plugin. Like I said, it's paid for, but I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't think it was worth it. And again, I use it quite a bit, especially for the doors and windows and then for fences, which we'll get into later. But for roofs, it's not bad. Like, it's definitely got some options here that are, I think, worth it. So, and then you can just explore the other buttons and see what else it can do. Again, I thought these usually it gave you like a tag to tell you what these things did, but maybe not for this one. So this is an instant roof, Dutch style. Okay, so you can even do, things like this. So we'll take a look and see what this does. Parameters, we'll just leave everything the same and just say make Dutch gable. Error face shouldn't have been at horizontal ridge top. So yeah, well, I guess you'd have to just kind of play with it a little bit and just see what some of these things can do. Sometimes they'll be able to be created. Usually the first button is the only thing that I'm using for Valley Instant Roof. And you can pretty much find just about anything that you want, and it's pretty great. So I'm going to end it at that. And I think that covers everything that I know about roofing. Again, just to kind of recap, a lot of times I'll just do it manually just because I know, I'm looking at pictures and I know, what needs to happen. But the first method that I showed you is kind of how I do things. I just like to, make sure I get things lined up the way I want it. But, for Valley Architects or even this just regular roof by TIG, if you don't really need to focus so much on the roof, you can really just put something in like that, and that way you can just focus more on the landscaping portion of your drawing and, get things done pretty quickly. So hope you enjoyed and hope that lesson has been useful to you. Thanks.